Let me pull up the class.
Okay, we're live. I'm Kaylee.
I'm Jared.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Amanda.
I think we had two people share at the same time.
Oh, sorry, I'm Amanda. I guess if I...
And I'm Amy.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let's talk about these articles. Do we have like questions we need to ask specifically, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said I think there's approach this discussion. There's some questions that we talk about. I could read them if you want.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah, I see them right here. Okay, yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay. The first one is, which of these readings do you side with more and why? So this was on the mother who knows and what women know.
I can go.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I like the Mothers Who Know. I support that a lot. You know, I think she made a lot of good points about the importance of mothers, and not just like the family, but in society, and just how great of an influence that they can have. I don't think that her intention was to make anyone feel like less of a mother. Kind of what the other article was kind of. I think that it was trying to say that if you weren't doing the things that she said, then you were less of a mother. But that's just like, I think she's just trying to explain that it's a huge sacred responsibility that we hold. And I think it's important to mention also that the Women Who Know, if you look on the bottom of their website, they're affiliated with, what's it called? All Are Alike Unto God, which is kind of like encourages the church to consider ordination of women. So I think that's important to know that that's what that group kind of believes.
Yeah, I opened up their website and it says, as Mormon women, we call upon the First Presidency and Quorum of the 12 Apostles and Relief Society Presidency of the Church of Jesus Latter-day Saints to thoughtfully consider and earnestly pray about full integration of women into the decision-making structure of the church and questions of women's ordination.
So
Crazy.
yeah. I think that's
Crazy
important
women.
to mention that that's kind of a key thing for what they stand for.
Yeah.
So I definitely like Sister Beck's talk more. I feel like it represented more of what I believe.
Yeah, like reading that one for me, the thing, I really like the first, there, let me find the quote that she says. Let's see. It's like pretty much right at the beginning. It says, the responsibility mothers have today has never required more vigilance. More than at any time in the world or history of the world, we need mothers who know. And so I really like this because to me when it says mothers who know, I feel like that means mothers who know God, mothers who know who they are and what their responsibility is. And I feel like that is really needed now. And just children get strayed from an early age because they don't have that mother or the father at home to teach them. And so I feel like that's like perfect. Like that's like one of the first sentences she says. And I think that just hits it dead on.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Kind of going along with what you guys were saying, one thing that really struck me is it was mothers who know. So it's not saying all mothers will do this, but it's saying that when you, like Jared was saying, when you truly know God, when you truly know who you are, when you truly know what motherhood is, then these are the things you're going to desire. It's not saying mothers who don't have kids are bad, because there's some people that can't have kids, but it's saying you will desire to have kids, you'll want to have kids, because you understand your role in the plan. And so I really liked it, and I thought that she was very respectful in approaching this topic, because I mean any topic of gender or anything, motherhood, is always going to have some backlash just from people that want to fight fire, but I think she did it in a very respectful way and in a very loving way, and she kind of did it from a scriptural standpoint, because she started with talking about the 2000 stripling warriors. And so it wasn't something that now in this day this is what mothers know. She's saying back in scripture times in the Book of Mormon, mothers who knew did these things. So
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I agree with all of you guys that I don't necessarily like what women know. I don't think there was anything too harsh in it. Like there are some points that I liked, but like Mothers Who Know, I do agree. I love she did it, like you said, she did it in a loving way. And I think you guys mentioned this, but I liked what she said. When mothers know who they are and who God is and have made covenants with Him, they will have great power and influence for good on their children. So like it just kind of shows like motherhood has a huge influence on the family. And it just, I mean, I agreed with Mothers Who Know because that's exactly just, I mean, my standpoint, my views on it. So I just agree with what she said.
One thing that was interesting to me was the titles. Like this one was Mothers Who Know, and the other one's What Women's Know. And so it's like what mothers who know, it's focusing on being a mother, having children, and what women know is focused on like very independent, and women are their own thing and they're not defined by their children. So I thought that was kind of an interesting difference.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. Did anybody else want to share, or did you want me to go move on?
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Okay. What did you think was tone and focus of What Women Know article? And did you see any of the philosophies of men mingled with doctrine? If so, where?
I thought that the whole article was completely like philosophies of men mingled with scripture. I mean, I don't know, I feel like every like statement was kind of like taking what she said and kind of twisting her words and making it sound like it was a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel like she was very respectful, and I don't think she ever meant to like degrade any woman who isn't living up to whatever like perfect like idealistic mother is. But I feel like she was it's kind of like you set the bar and you can't lower the bar. And so obviously she's going to say we need to like obtain this, or you should strive for this. You should have that desire, as Kylie was saying. But at the same time, like in the What Women Know, it was kind of saying, well, she's saying that every woman has to be like this and every woman has to be like this, and those aren't good. It's kind of saying it's not obtainable when I don't know, if you like lower the bar, then obviously you're not going to obtain the highest. And that's what I got, at least.
Yeah.
Point. Sorry, I got distracted. What was the question again?
It was on like What Women Know. So it says, what did you think was the tone and focus of What Women Know? And then did you see any of the philosophies of men mingled with doctrine? And if so, where?
Well, one thing that I thought, was kind of missing out was it. Like in the first sentence, it says what women know. It says fathers as well as mothers, men as well as women are called to nurture. Nurturing is not confined to mothering or housekeeping, but is a universal attribute that communicates patience, peacefulness, and care. And I do agree with her that fathers as well as mothers should be nurturing, but the fact of the matter is, like. It's just like that mothers, they spend more time with with their children, as you can tell right now, than men do. And I guess I think it's more crucial for a child's development to get that nurturing from their mother as much as possible when it's possible. Do you know what I mean? Not all family structures are the same, and the proclamation to the family kind of touches on that. But I don't know. Their article, I guess their little article, it's really good at like kind of, how do I say this? It gets you to agree with something and then it's something else that you don't agree. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of tricky. I don't know. But I could see how people could easily be kind of like deceived. I don't know. That's what I think.
Well, I find that interesting. I know I already commented on the question, but when I first read through the What Women Know article, I was kind of skimming through it kind of quickly, and I was like, okay, like this is good. And then I went to the questions, and it was like, which one do you agree with? And I was like, oh wait, I guess I should go back and reread it because obviously they don't agree. And I was kind of surprised at, like that I would I don't know, just reading, like skimming through it like that, I mean, it's really easy to be like, oh yeah, what they're saying makes sense. Like, check that off my list. Okay, that's good. But
Yeah.
it's actually like pretty like devious in how it says it.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree with you. Because I actually read the What Women Know first, and I was like, okay, I could see where they're coming from. Like, I could see like why people think this, and whatever. And then it was just a different feel. Like, I don't know how to explain this. So like when I read Mothers Who Know, it was just like you felt the spirit more. You felt like it was more loving, and but then like when I read like What Women Know, it just seemed more I can't, like you said, it was just, I don't know how to explain it. Like.
I feel that it was just kind of like they are bugged. Women were like the women article. The other one was like they were bugged with how they're treated and how men
Mhm.
perceive them, and so I feel like they were just kind of lashing out about it and
Yeah,
like trying
exactly.
to make it more of like a spiritual thing, but not really at the same time. And so I feel like the Mothers Who Know, like you said, she was a relief society president, right? So it's like she has who mothers are in her mind, and that's what she's reaching out to. It's not I feel like I'm mistreated, so I'm going to say exactly what I want and how I want it. I feel like she was just the first one is just kind of more of like we're better because we are women, right? But the second one's like we are women and we are special, and this is why kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next one. It says if there was a document titled "What God Knows About Women and Mothers," which of the two articles you read would closely resemble that? And I think we
The
would all
first
agree,
one.
Mother Who Knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mother Who
What women
Knows,
know.
exactly.
That one for sure.
Well, I think
Well, I think also what Jared was saying. Oh, sorry.
Oh no,
Sorry,
you're
go
fine.
ahead.
I'm just gonna say, I think did she deliver this in general conference, right? So I
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
to be guided by the Spirit to give this talk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be kind of contradicting it, or at least going against what we believe if you think that what women know was inspired by God in some way. Where I
Yeah.
think it was inspired by people's ideology, not necessarily doctrine that we believe. You know what I
I'll
mean?
be right
Yeah.
back. Sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah,
No,
I was just
exactly.
gonna say that kind of going off of what Jared had just said. I mean, she's the Relief Society president. She obviously receives revelation for the mothers of the church. So I feel like I don't know, just any it kind of bugs me sometimes when people go against what like people who are obviously called
Mhm.
Or when they have to find
receive
fault with
inspiration.
them.
Yeah, yeah. When they're obviously called to receive inspiration for that, especially for her, she's obviously called to receive inspiration from others.
It's kind of like going to your doctors because you're sick, and when they tell you to do something, you're like, actually, never mind. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Something else. And I'm like, don't you think your doctor might know a little bit more? Like, but that's just my opinion.
But then sometimes I wonder too, since I'm a member of the church, since I grew up in the church, like when I was reading Mother Who Knows, I was like, okay, I mean, exactly, this is what we're supposed to go by. And then I read like What Women Know, and I just, it's kind of like more of a worldly standpoint a bit, I think. But it made me kind of start thinking like, well, maybe what if I wasn't like a member of the church? Like, which one would I, kind of look at more? But and then like, I don't know, it's just Who Knows, like if I didn't know she was like, the Relief Society president or something, like what would I really think? But I don't know. It's just like just how she presented it and like the information she had and like the spirit that you can feel when she teaches it, and it's just like in a loving way. It just seems, I don't know. It's just, anyways. I just try to look at different standpoints. Like if I wasn't part of this church, like which one would be of like what God knows about women and mothers, but I don't know. I was just thinking that in my head. So,
That's a valid point.
um, okay. So the next one is, what do you know a woman's role to be in our Father's plan?
I'll go first on this one since I am a mother. Just kidding on that. I'm a dad, so I feel like with my wife that I don't know, because like you read the proclamation and it's pretty clear on what like the responsibilities are for each of the parents. How like the mother is the one to nurture and to take care like that, and the father is friend like protect the family. But at
Mhm.
the same time, like I feel like a lot of people forget what it says later on in the proclamation, that it says that these roles can be changed or altered depending on the situation of the family. I know, like for me, since I'm in school and I work full time, my wife works as well because we need her income and she likes to work, and so it's like I don't think she's a bad mom because she does that. It makes her a better woman, like she isn't. It's a good mom because it shows our children to work hard, and so I feel like God sees her responsibility, or the responsibility of women is to take care of their children, but also be that example of, oh, I need to work hard if we are lacking something in our family. Or they need to be that example to the husband to show them, okay, you got to finish school so you can help the family financially and things like that. So I feel like the women really they really have a bigger role than we think, well, than a lot of people think, because not only do they give the birth of having the children, but they also help with the children. Then they help their husband, who freaks out because he's not making enough money, and they're supportive. And I just feel like, especially like my wife, she's the type of woman that helps me remember who my responsibilities are as a husband, and then she does her own thing as a mom, but also helps me as the father to know what I'm supposed to do. So I feel like they
Yeah.
both help that way. I don't know. But,
Well, that's awesome. It's great to hear it from your perspective.
yeah,
One
thanks.
thing, one thing that I was thinking about with this is I have been reading Sherry Dew's Women in the Priesthood, and one thing that it talks about is how men's responsibility is to hold the priesthood, and how the priesthood that they hold blesses the lives of others more than it blesses themselves. Like if you think about it, when they give blessings, they can't give blessings to themselves, or when they give the sacrament, like they're giving it to other people, or when they baptize, they're doing it for someone else. And for women, they were given the ability to co-create with God. And so that's kind of one role with the women. And then thought of something else, but it just left me.
Oh, you're good.
If I think of it, I'll say it.
Well, one thing that I think, 'cause I do think that, like, as women, we do have a responsibility when we're able to have and rear children. I do think that that's, if you're in community that you're given, that you shouldn't turn it down. But I also think it's important that it's not, how do I say this? It's not our only, how do I say this? I don't know how to say it.
You're
To be
good.
wives and mothers. And that doesn't make them any less of a woman. Do you know what I mean? The question was, what's a woman's role in the plan, in Heavenly Father's plan? So I think that as women, we kind of have this natural, I guess, divine power to shape and influence people, whether it's befriending them or teaching them. I think our responsibility and our power to kind of influence people for good is really important in kind of strengthening Heavenly Father's plan or helping it move along, like on the earth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of. I hope.
No, it does. It makes sense. Does
Okay,
anybody
so
else want to?
I
Oh,
thought
go
of
ahead.
the other thing,
Okay.
and it was kind of going along with what Jared was saying of how sometimes roles need to be altered to fit the family situation. And in two of the talks at Women's Conference, they talked about the proclamation, and one of them talked about how earthly families all look different, and while we all need to do our best to create a strong traditional family, membership in the family of God is not contingent upon any kind of status. And so I just really like that because it said, like, the church realizes that not all people or traditional family is going to happen, but that's still the ideal that we need to strive for, because that's what is the best for us and stuff. So I just really like that they recognize that traditional families and traditional roles might not work for every family situation, but it's still something that we should be striving towards.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
I love
definitely
that you
true.
mentioned. Sorry. I
No,
love
go
that
ahead.
you mentioned the conference, women's conference over the weekend, because I felt like it was really focused on on the family, and like I
I'll
love
be right
how.
back. Sorry.
Go ahead. I mean, I don't have anything else to add. I just wanted to say, like, I loved those talks on Saturday. Those were awesome.
They were
Anyways.
wonderful.
Yeah, and then like the video clips, I love those video clips that they added.
Me
Added
too.
yeah, it added a different feel, and it seemed more personable, and I loved it. So
And I love the use of music. Like I feel like music is one of the best ways to feel the spirit and to like share testimony.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's just so pure.
Mhm. Okay. I'm gonna move on to the next one because I know some people have to get out. Let's see. How might a man's understanding and conviction of a woman's role dramatically impact the eternal well-being of children, families, and women?
I feel like it's important for, I mean, so I don't know. I feel like it's important for like the man and the woman to understand their roles. I feel like, especially now with me and my husband, I'm not always like, I don't love doing the dishes and I don't love doing the laundry every day. It's kind of really tedious and it's a lot of work. But I completely like can see how even just doing those like medial tasks like support him in what he's doing and the fact that he's going to work and he's doing all this stuff. He like super appreciates when I make him a lunch for the day, which is like the hardest thing for me to do because I just find it kind of annoying. But I like it's really important for him, and like I can understand that like if I don't do those like silly little tasks, then he can't do his role as well. And so I don't know. I've come to see like how it really is just as important because if I don't do my role, then he can't do his, and if he doesn't do his, then I can't do mine.
Exactly. I think you hit it right on. But I laugh because I'm the exact same way. I'm just like, I don't understand why I have to do this, but it's just like, like,
I don't
and
think I
sometimes,
would like making
sometimes I feel like I have to explain to him too, like, oh yeah, I did do this today. I swear I did laundry. And sometimes I don't feel like it's a big deal, but really it is a big deal. It's something, that they appreciate. So whatever.
Yeah.
Did anybody else want to add on to that, or?
I didn't hear that one. Sorry. Yeah, you can just skip me for that.
Are you sure?
What was
Okay.
it a good question or?
Well, it's just how. Well, since you're a man, I guess. So, it's how might a man's understanding and conviction of a woman's role dramatically impact the internal well-being of children, families, and women?
I think as guys we would understand that question, so we would just. I don't know what's going on. No, I don't know. I feel like it's a hard question to understand. I feel like if men really understood what like the role of women is or was or is, then we would be more willing to want to have children and more willing to settle down and get married and not be frustrated or bugged that I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just feel like so many guys don't understand or don't appreciate what women do, and so they don't
Mhm.
want to be married. They don't want to have children because they feel like I don't know. I don't know. I just think guys are stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
True.
No, it's true. I actually grew up with a lot of non-member guys like that were close, like they were my close friends. And once I had like got married and had a child, they didn't understand some of the things that I do, and it's so boggle. It just drives me crazy, like how they don't understand. But anyways, they're still my friends, but
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, so the last question is: the Savior has said that in the last days, even the very elect shall be deceived. How can we avoid being deceived by the world's philosophies of men and women's roles?
One thing that I thought of while we were discussing was how we talked about how when we just skim through what women know, because I did that same thing. At first I'm like, oh yeah, this doesn't sound that bad. And it wasn't until I started reading it in depth, I'm like, oh, yeah, this doesn't really go with what we're thinking. So I think just being really cautious and not skimming through, not just readings, but through anything. Like if there's a law that's being passed, or if there's a political issue, or whatever, like not just skimming it and say, oh, that sounds good, because the world really knows how to make it sound good to everyone. Like they can tweak it this way and it will sound good to these people, and they can tweak it this way and it will sound good to these people. And so you have to really not just skim through life, basically. You need to look for the signs and know. I think the main part is just knowing in your heart what's true, so that you always have that base to go off. Because if I didn't know what the true doctrine was, I might have thought that some of these principles of what women know were great. But it goes against, even if in just a small way, it goes against what we believe.
No, yeah, I'm sorry, go on.
Sorry, I think as well, especially because you brought up that like the website is kind of sponsored by people who want to give like women the priesthood or whatever. I think it's important that you understand how to receive revelation, and that you're willing to receive it, because I know, like, with the whole ordained women type deal that was going on, that was actually a huge question for me for a long time, and it wasn't until, like, I listened to, I think it was Elder Oaks who gave the talk at the priesthood session about, like, the priesthood, until I, like, really understood it. But, I mean, I understood not to go to, like, their website and not to, like, try and, like, receive my answers from that. I understood that it comes through prayer and through listening to our leaders who are called to guide us. And I think that's the biggest way that you can keep yourself from being deceived, is just by looking for inspiration in the right spots.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's kind of exactly what I was going to say. Like, I feel like if we want to stay strong, then we need to listen to the talks like Elder, I think it was Nelson that gave a talk a couple conferences ago about priesthood and about the women, and kind of about that role, and then about Elder Oaks as well, like you had mentioned, to talk about it. Like, I feel if we need to stay strong, and we have to do our part to learn it. We have to know what Christ wants for us in our life, for our families. That's the only way we're going to stay strong, because if we don't understand it and don't fully study it, then it's not really going to mean anything to us. So.
Sorry, your little buddy there is awesome.
Yeah, he's funny. Mine is just, I agree with everything that you guys have said. I guess the most important thing that you can do is just find out for yourself through, like, good resources, and, like, be objective about it, and then to think about it and to listen to what our prophet and leaders say. I think it's important that we need to gain a testimony for ourselves, though, and not just kind of piggyback off of others. And then, like, surround ourselves with, like, things that are positive and promote the same things that we believe in. And then we'll be less likely to, I guess, be deceived, and we'll just know in our hearts what's true. So.
Sorry. No, you all made great points. I love that what you said about looking, just like getting the right resources, looking in the right places. Like how you were, Amy was sharing about the whole priesthood, women in the priesthood, and just like, just don't go seeking, but like, just looking in the right places. Like, so, anyways, you guys all said it. I think that's all the questions. So, yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah. Did I don't know who's in my group. Brittany and Amy, I believe, are in my group for the next for Raising Grace. Sorry, I just want to ask about it. Did you want to meet like the same time next week, or did you want to do another time since it's like finals week? Or
due Wednesday, just so you know, of next week.
Thank you. That's helpful.
Yeah.
I'm ready whenever. I've already watched it, so I don't know. Whenever you guys want to, I'm ready whenever.
I can watch it Sunday.
Okay.
I can watch it Sunday night and do it Monday if you want it.
So we'll meet Monday at what time?
Oh, I'm good anytime.
Yeah, Mondays are open for me. I kind of prefer earlier though because I don't, I'm not like waiting all day for it. So
Yeah.
I can do earlier now.
you guys both can. So I don't know if like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. or I don't know. Is that
I can do 10 a.m.
10
okay?
sounds good.
Mornings are rough, so I can do 10 a.m. That's probably the
So it's
earliest I
10
can do it.
a.m. Mountains. I don't know where you guys are, so Mountain Standard Time or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, good
All
luck
right.
to Kaylee and Jared. I guess you guys are doing it today, so.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.